Wading into War, Chapter 10. I froze. Since the police tape was in place, it never occurred to me that someone else might be here. I didn't know if he had a gun, but I recognized the German accent and knew he was a Nazi. My back was to the man, shielding the little pile of debris. In a second, I made a decision. I held the receipts over the lighter. They flashed with fire. I angled the paper, creating a larger flame, then tossed it onto the pile of envelopes. The odor of the burning paper tipped off my assailant. "Hey!" he yelled, striding forward. I kicked out my leg, catching him in the shins. He tumbled on top of me, but I still had one knee under me. I rolled him up and over, keeping his falling momentum going. He landed next to the burning pile of paper. The whoosh of his hair sent sparks into the air. Some landed on his face. He frantically brushed them off, cursing as he did so. I stood and made to kick him. He caught my foot before it struck his face. Turning his grip savagely, he twisted. I crashed to the ground, smacking my face onto the floor. I kicked out with my other foot and managed to connect with something. His grip loosened, and I scrambled away from him, trying to turn in time to intercept whatever he was about to dish out. From outside the front window, headlights came on. The light beamed straight into the kitchen window on the side of the house. I heard the sound of a car door opening and closing. Damn. My assailant's back was to the light, leaving his face in shadow, but I could easily see his size as he stood and raised his mitts. He had me by at least 5 inches and 50 pounds. I'm not a pipsqueak, but compared to him, I was a lightweight. He advanced. I grabbed a chair and swung it at him. He blocked it with a forearm, splintering the wood and jarring my skeleton from the inside out. I tried yanking it back for another blow, but the thug held on with his iron grip. He shoved it, and I tumbled backwards, falling on my ass and into the sideboard. Bottles and glasses tinkled and fell over. A bottle of whiskey crashed and broke, its distinctive odor wafting in the air. The thug had the chair in his grip and raised it over his head to deck me. I was up against a wall with nowhere to go. I cursed myself for leaving my gun in the glove compartment. I jammed my hand into my jacket pocket for the only other weapon I had, but I needn't have bothered. From the darkness, 2 flashes of light lit up the room. The deafening sound of gunshots rang in my ears. The thug crumpled on the floor, the chair crashing down on his limp form. I thought I heard someone screaming. Then I realized it was me. Facing the doorway from where the blast had come, I saw a figure. Smoke from the gun was wafting up to the shaft of light from the blinds. As the person stepped forward, lowering the gun, I caught the red hair and the eyes. Lillian Saxton. Most people say that when someone's done them a favor, she cooed, especially if that favor is saving a life. I stood, my legs a bit wobbly. Forcing myself to breathe normally, I tried to regain some of my manly demeanor that had been ripped away by my girly scream. "Thanks," I said, my voice not quite steady. She smirked. "You might need to grow a backbone if you expect to last as a PI. "As long as no one's shooting at me," I said, "I should be all right. In this line of work? Not likely." She paused, looking out the window. "We'd better get out of here. That's the second set of gunfire in this neighborhood in a day. The police won't take long this time in coming." I cocked my head. "What do you mean, we? I have something to do. Why are you here?" She motioned with her head. "Think we'd better take this conversation outside. Someone's coming." I spun around and peeked through the blinds. From down the streets, 2 men in suits were walking cautiously up to the house, the street lamps elongating their shadows. "You're not coming with me?" I said, putting the gun in my suit pocket. "But I'll get you out of here. My car is in the street out back." "I know where your car is. It's where I got your gun." Her words puzzled me. "My gun?" She continued, "And I'm coming with you, or I might have to tell those plainclothes officers outside that you were the one who killed this man."